We've looked in detail at how selection can be enhanced in static instructional images. In other words, images that are simply presented and the learner reads. We've explored various ways figure and ground in the message can interact to either clarify the message or obscure it. A big benefit of multimedia is our power to control figure and ground with cues, usually in the form of questions that can prompt the learner to think. The presentation ahead shares some examples of cues that stimulate learner thinking and participation. I'm going to show you 7 slides, and when you first see the slide, I want you to analyze the design strategy and how it works with figure and ground. But instead of having you analyze the visual properties of the slide, I want you to think in terms of how does the image make someone think? What cues are causing interest, interaction, and best of all, are they causing learner selection of content? Okay, let's begin with the first slide. Ask yourself, why is the slide set up the way it is? And it's just going to show you a series of slides. So instead of just one slide, you're looking at a series of slides. And it's the story of Oliver Twist told in bullet points. So why do you think I showed that slide and set it up the way I did? Well, I set it up that way to show that you could take something as interesting as Oliver Twist and ruin it with a PowerPoint presentation. This is a slide that follows the one that we just looked at. It has a nice elephant on it. And the name of the presentation was Beyond Bullets, PowerPoint for Learning. And above the elephant's head is a light bulb. So I'm going to ask you, why is this elephant used? Why did I do that for this particular presentation? It's about PowerPoint for Learning. Well, one, an elephant symbolizes memory. Another reason is that there's great contrast. The elephant is so big, and it's a black and white type of contrast. It's a color scheme that's very easy to work with. Also, there's depth and texture because it's a pen and ink drawing. And it's also copyright free because it was purchased, or it wasn't even purchased, it was found through Dover Clip Art. Okay, in this next image, the students are asked, how would you write the expression for this group of cells? And as if you were projecting this and talking with the students, you'd probably say, okay, we're looking at row 2, and we're looking at the B column to the F column. How would you get them to think what that particular expression looks like? Okay, that is a screen that definitely prompts the learner to think. Let's look at the next one. Okay, on the right side of this image, you've got a number of instructional strategies over here. On the left side, you've got the theory that sort of is behind or supportive of that instructional strategy. So you might ask the learners to look at this image and tell you which theory is most likely to be associated with a strategy of learner-generated imagery. And then you ask them for their response. And let's see if we got to go back there. Learner-generated imagery. And then the next strategy you might ask them about is what theory is involved with extensive feedback? So these cues make the student or the learner think about something first, and then they provide them with feedback. Okay, here's one. It starts out with a saying, imagination is more important than knowledge. Who said that? And then Einstein's picture. All right, this is an interesting slide. It starts out with this question: what do these three versions of CompuServe's web menu tell you about interface design trends? Okay, the first interface that we see is from 1997, and the interface is filled with nice little icons. A heart means favorite. So they put both the image and the word together, matches Mayer's multimedia principle. They're pretty simultaneous, they're very close proximity to each other. But by 2000, most of the images had disappeared and their interface took on a completely different look. It still spanned at the top of a page, but it was mostly words. Let's look at the interface today. It's completely changed, and the imagery is pretty much limited to a decorative graphic. You don't really see all of the little icons that you saw in the 1997 version, so it really shows you how design has changed. Here's another image. It's very much a novelty image. You see a cow with red feet. I need a name. So this could be a good prompt for naming or titling stories.